Hi, this is Alex Beck from Adult Services, and welcome to Intro to Google Sheets computer class. Today, I'm going to just give you a brief intro to Google Sheets, which is a Google um, Excel spreadsheet tool that allows you to organize a basic table. So one moment while I pull up the PowerPoint presentation. So what my plan was to go over the general procedure for the actual program, and then I'm actually going to demonstrate step by step some of the features also. Stay tuned. Okay. Okay, so intro to Google Sheets. So the first thing you need to do in Google Sheets is you need to log into your Google account first. So in the web address bar, whether it be Google Chrome or Firefox or Internet Edge, type in www.google.com. It'll take you to the Google homepage. At the Google homepage, you're going to click on Sign In. So you're going to sign in with your Google account. So your Gmail account, you'll type that into the username section at gmail.com, and then type your password, and then click Next. If for some reason you don't have a Gmail email account, you can set up a Gmail account through the tutorial that I actually created, Setting Up Email Account, the Basics, which is at www.fllib.org. And if we go there for a second, let me just show you. You can click on where it says Digital Databases, and then Hoopla was a database that actually required an email account. So there's this one called Setting Up Email Account Basic Handout. So you can click on Hoopla. You don't have to click on Hoopla, just click on the Setting Up Email Account Basics handout. And then you can go through this. This shows you the step-by-step on how to create your own email account if you have any questions. But for today, we're going to focus mainly on the Google Sheets. But if you need to set up an email account to participate, you can go through this presentation. Okay. All right. So you logged into your Google account. Now, you're going to find on the Google Sheets, you have to find that program by clicking on Google Apps button. Scroll down on the menu, click on Sheets. So on Google, you're going to click on this little icon right here, and then you're going to click on the Google Sheets icon. You might have to scroll up and down on the little scroll wheel right here, but you'll click on that to proceed to Google Sheets. Once you open up Google Sheets, you're going to click on the blank to start a new spreadsheet. So click on this. Okay, so we've opened up our basic Google spreadsheet. So let's take a look at the basics. So you get in, you have your menu bar, your file, edit, view, insert, format, data, tools, add-ons, and help. Generally, these have some hidden menus where you can save. And the nice thing about Google Sheets is it auto-saves, so you don't have to worry about doing file save. But there's a print icon right here. You have, like you need to bold something, change the font. So this is what a blank worksheet looks like. And the nice thing about Google Sheets is it shares it in the cloud in your Google account, so you don't have to save it on your computer. Every time you log in with your Gmail email, you can go to Google Sheets and you can access your document anywhere on the internet. And then you can also download it to your computer if you'd like. But Google Sheets does allow you to save to the Google account, so you can open it up on any computer. Okay, so let's learn a little bit about the parts of Google Sheets. So this might look familiar if you've ever used Microsoft Excel. A lot of the similar features. Again, this is free. You don't have to pay for anything. So columns across the top, you have like A to Z, and of course it has like sub letters. Columns are lettered. Rows are numbered from 1 to 100. It actually goes more than 100, but I just wanted to give a basic that rows are numbered and columns are lettered. So we call these little boxes active cell. So the active cell highlighted in blue, so cell A1. So you're referencing to column A, row 1. Okay, so we're going to do our first exercise. You're going to create your first table. But before you get started, let's pick a topic first. So for this example, we're going to be doing a book collection. So we're going to think about naming our sheet, and we're going to call it My Book Collection. We might want to then jot down what subject headings will you need to use to organize the book collection. So in the columns across the top or rows going down, what makes the most sense? You'll decide how that works. So the categories I'm going to pick: title, author, subject, genre. That'll be placed in the columns for this example. And then we're going to start typing in the data. So My Book Collection, title, author, subject, genre, and then we'll type that in. Okay, so go back to your spreadsheet. In this box right here, you're going to left click, do the backspace key to get rid of all the text, and then rename it My Book Collection. So we gave our Google Sheet a name. Okay, so next we're going to type those column headings across the top of the cells. So in cell A1, you're going to type title. Then you're going to use the tab key on the keyboard to then advance to cell B1, type author. Tab again, type subject. And then tab again, genre. So you notice each time you're typing, the active cell will always be highlighted in blue. So genre was the final thing I ended up typing in. And then I hit the tab key to get across. So title, author, subject, genre. I'll give you a couple minutes to type those in. Okay. All right, so type the titles under the column heading. So you gave yourself your titles. Now let's actually type some data in there. So I picked The Good Neighbor by Maxwell King. A subject, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Genre, biography. So you'll notice when you type these in for the first time, it's not quite going to fit. That's okay. What you can do is you can actually adjust the column size, which you'll see in the next slide, to make everything fit. So what you'll do is between column A and column B, you're going to actually click on this line right here and then drag it to the left. So let's see that. So you see how when you click on it, it'll highlight in blue, and then you drag it to the right, and it brings in your more space for the title that didn't quite fit. So now repeat that for each of these. So between B and C, you'll have to click. But sometimes you might not want to keep dragging them to make them bigger because you might just run out of space if you're going to try to print it out. So what you can do is you can actually wrap the text. So for Maxwell King, we would click on the cell first. Then we're going to click on something called text wrapping, which is located on basically the primary web bar. It looks like this little arrow pointing to the right with the up and down arrows. And then you're going to click on this arrow that says wrap. So step 1, click on cell. Step 2, click on the text wrapping. Step 3, click on the little icon that says wrap the text. And here's what's going to happen. See how now King Maxwell is not on one screen. So you might have to actually make, in order for it to wrap, you might have to pull in between B and C, pull in the column more to the left in order to make the text go to the next screen. So that's called text wrapping. So you can expand the letters. You can also text wrap and shrink the column heading so that everything can be moved to the next line. So repeat that for all the text in there. So just keep going between each column, wrapping text, or just making them bigger or smaller. I like to wrap text because it does save on a lot of space. So you wrap text for everything, and you'll see how all the text fits nicely in these cells. Okay, so let's change the font of the entire worksheet. So in the upper left-hand corner of your Excel, your sheets, Microsoft, it's not Microsoft. I'm so used to using Microsoft Excel. This is the first time I'm really, really exploring Google Sheets. So I'm using, I have to remember Google Sheets, not Microsoft Excel. But there's a lot of similarities between the two interfaces. So Google Sheets, you'll click in the box in the left-hand corner. It'll highlight everything, just like Microsoft Excel, very similar. It'll highlight the entire Google Sheet in blue. And then what you're going to do is you're going to select your font. So I just pick Impact. So you scroll down on here, the little bar here, Impact, and then adjust the size. So then you can click on the size, which is right next to it. So size 13, 14, 16, whatever you decide to use. And here's the result. So we're still size 10. If you change the size, that's fine, but you can see how now everything on the sheet was now made to look like Impact, which is the font type. Again, you can also change the size of the entire worksheet. So left click in the corner to highlight the entire sheet. Click on the drop-down menu for size, and then go to size 18. Now note, making the text larger or smaller may cause you to have to reformat the rows and column sizes. So see how when we made everything bigger, author started to not fit in the cell. So you might have to readjust between column B and C, make it a little bigger, stretch it out. If you need to wrap the text, click on it, go to wrap the text right here. The reformat of rows and columns, don't forget that we'll need to wrap the text if needed. So again, you can see how I ended up, because I went to like size 18, I ended up having to adjust my columns to make them bigger, and then I had to wrap all the text to make everything fit. Okay, so let's make some of the texts stand out a little bit more. Resize by the left mouse click cell A1. So you're going to drag your mouse across the cell B1, C1, and D1, and then select size 24, then the color blue. So I actually left clicked on this, and then I dragged along until all these are highlighted, and then I clicked on where it's like the font color, and then I selected blue. Okay, so then now I actually typed in a couple more books down below. You can choose whatever book you'd like. I typed a title, an author, a subject. I might have to adjust the columns a little bit. And then, so it gave me a total of 3 books. The reason why I went with that is so that we can now do another example of using a basic sum formula. So you might want to add up how many books do you have in your collection. So I just said quantity 1 for this one, quantity 1 for that one, and quantity 1 for that one. Now the nice thing about Google Sheets, much like Microsoft Excel also, is you can use the program to add up all the numbers together. So you use the formula called equals. In every spreadsheet, you use the word equals and then sum, and then a left caret or a bracket, and then cell E2 colon E4, because you're starting with where the beginning of the numbers are and where the end of the numbers are. And the important thing is when you're done making that formula, type the enter key. And then you'll get your results. So like in this case, when you hit the enter key, you're going to get the number 3, because 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so for more information about Google Sheets, you can click on, there's a help section right on the top. So you click on help. You can either type your question in, or you could browse all articles or visit the help forum. So this is a really good tool to take a look at it if you need some additional help with Google Sheets. There are some similarities with Microsoft Excel. So, I mean, general books are mostly on Microsoft Excel. but with Google Sheets, you can find a lot what you're looking for right on the website itself. So click on help, type in so if you just need help with a certain formula, or you just wanted to how to use Google Sheets or add formulas and functions, they have all these different popular things you can click on. So definitely check that out. All right, and thank you for coming to our Google Sheets. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to just show you, that was the presentation. I'm just going to show you a little bit how it works if you're actually in the computer. So I logged into my email. I clicked on where it says the little the apps, and then I look for Google Sheets. So we click on Google Sheets. So this is just a little review. And then we click on blank. Okay, so we opened up our new spreadsheet. And then what I'm going to do is my book collection. My book collection. And then we're going to type in a couple different things just to, okay, so title, tab, author, tab, subject, tab, genre, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to type in a title underneath, so The Good Neighbor. And then the author, we have King Maxwell. And then we have subject, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And then genre, biography. So everything doesn't fit. So what we got to do is we got to make this a little bit bigger. So I can left click between the A and the B. Notice there's a little arrow that appears, and I can drag this to the right to make it fit. So that's one way you can do it. You can just drag between the columns to make it fit. If we wanted to wrap text, you left click on the text you want to wrap and go to the text wrapping, and then do that. And then what we're going to do is drag this in. And let me just repeat that for all of them. Okay, so everything looks pretty good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select all. I'm going to change the type of font. So we're going to do impact. And then we're going to do size 18. So we'll have to adjust it a little bit, which is okay. So I can bring that out a little bit. I could even wrap text now if I wanted to save up on some space. And then we're just going to bring that out a little bit until it looks pretty. Then we're going to make these titles. And then what we're going to do is we're going to type in a couple more things under here. So I'm going to pull up Mystery Alex Delaware novel, Crooked House, and I'm using the Enter key to allow me to advance down to the next one. You can use the arrow keys to move around on the screen. Tab, Kellerman, Jonathan. And if you made a mistake, you can do the undo button here. So we'll do the undo. Okay. You have to make sure you're out of the cell before you can undo it. And then we have Christy, Agatha. 1 second. Okay. And then we have Mystery Fiction, Scotland Yard, and then Mystery, and then we have Mystery. Okay. So then let's just make these a little bit bigger. We can actually, if we wanted to, select everything and just do a wrap text just to make sure everything wraps. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to drag that to the side. Okay, so we got that. We just have one more thing to go. So we have the quantities column, quantity, and then 1, 1, 1 equals the sum equals sum of E2, because that's the start, colon E4, because there's E2 to E4. You could also drag, you can also do it a different way. You can do the sum of left click and then just drag it too. So whatever works for you. And then the enter key, and then we get 3. All right, and then for more help, you can click on the help. You can do Sheets help. It'll bring up some different things. You can click on it and it'll send you to different tools. And that's a basic intro to Google Sheets. I hope you found this informative. And again, if you have any questions, you can always email the library too, or contact us at 847-587-0198, and you can talk to me, Alex. And you have a great day, and thank you for coming to today's computer class.